Hello, everybody, and welcome to Winx Gaming. Today we have a very special episode regarding Final Fantasy IX and Necron. There's a bunch of Necron theories about where Necron comes from, of why he just shows up out of nowhere, where he appears, and why it seems so off guard. But the thing is, I don't believe that it is caught off guard. If you read the text from the game and read the uh, conversations that Garland specifically has with Zidane, you'll realize that he did not come out of nowhere. Which leads me into the theory of what is Necron. So first of all, Necron means the death. Necro, death. Necron, the death. He is the death. But there's more to it. But first, we have to look at where he came from and why he was preluded to from Garland. There are a few things that Garland says to Zidane right away that makes you think they're really nothing. But when you really dive into the text, it tells you exactly where he's coming from. Ifatry is the soul divider, so it's where all the souls go to from Gaia and Terra. We know that. That's something that everybody knows. The souls go into the Ifatry from Gaia to be spilled out in Terra. One of the things that Garland does say is that the one that folds time is here. Necron is the one that wants to end time. He wants to close up time. He wants to make everything irrelevant. He wants to bring everything back to the void, which would be nothingness. Garland also says something to the effect of, we must sort the souls. I want to disrupt Gaia's cycle and drain its souls, fulfilling the void with the souls of Terra. So his intent was to kill people in Gaia to bring the souls into the void. So the void is almost as a sorting ground for Gaia's and Terra's souls. And Necron, who is in the void right now and wants to bring everything back to the void, is harboring these souls. He's gathering these souls to give them to Terra. Terra obviously is going to assimilate Gaia and become one. That's where we know that the mist is stagnant souls, which are spewing out, and that's where Kuja created the black mages. That's where the monsters tend to reside because they're monster souls. But that's not it. There's other things that he says, such as Terra's souls will sleep until they forget new life in a new dimension where life and death become one. Life as beings that transcend life and death. So it transcends life and death. The whole purpose of Garland is to bring these souls to an area to transcend both life and death. What better place to do that than the void? He's circulating souls to provide them to Terra, and they must never be circulated back. He can't have them come back to Gaia. If they come back to Gaia, then it's just a continuous cycle over and over and over. You die, you're reborn, you die, your memories move on, such as life. As you can tell from Zidane's quest into the void area, is that he has other memories. He has memories of times that he doesn't remember, times that he wasn't there for, memories of other people, because his memories are everybody's memories, because that's the way that this game works, is that your memories can be transferred to other people and you will learn about them or know about them if you're really cognizant about it. A lot of people are not, so that's why they only have their own memories. Zidane started to be opened up to it at the end to figure out that his memories are not just his memories, and he can remember everybody else's memories. We travel to Memoria specifically to learn these facts. And then once we are done with Memoria, we travel to the next area, per se. The Hill of Despair is where we're currently at. And that that gives you the question is, what is Memoria and why did Memoria come about? Well, the theory I have about Memoria is the only time Memoria ever showed up is after Garland died, after Terra got destroyed. So it makes me think that Garland was kind of the mastermind behind Memoria, and that's where some of the souls get trapped. They are trapped in that aspect for a reason, to make sure that when he's ready to use them, he has them. When he needs to move them from Memoria to Terra, he can. And they still have memories to put into different bodies because Zidane, Vivi, uh, Mikoto, any of the black mages, they're all just puppets until they gain souls. Zidane has a soul, Kuja has a soul, Vivi has a soul. But you start to see them opening up a little bit after they're out of Terra as well. So it could have been a suppressant area, but it also could have been an area where they just haven't had the soul. And once they get into a place that they can start becoming their own, they gain a soul from the surroundings, or they gain their own personality from that surrounding. But Memoria is pretty much the housing bubble of all the souls. And that's what brings us to Garland. Garland's been around for over 5,000 years. He has been there when Gaia started. He put the Ifa tree into Gaia to collect the souls. He sent Kuja to kill people on Gaia specifically to gain more souls. Kuja's whole purpose was to start wars, to get different countries to wage against different wars and to cause more fights, which caused a lot of death and caused a lot of souls to get into the Ifa tree and up into Memoria. We didn't see the front of the tree per se, because Garland specifically mentions that we only have seen the back of the tree. We haven't seen the front of the tree. So what is the front of the tree? Is that where Memoria was staged? Is that where it kind of holds until it got brought back to life because Garland was no longer there to control it? Possibly. And in my theory, yes, that is exactly what happened. Memoria is just there until it needs to be there. And Garland being gone forces Memoria out because there's nobody there to control it. Kuja wants to control it. He's in there. He's trying to control it because there is now a void spot for a leader inside Memoria. Kuja wants that spot. He wants to use the souls for destruction. He wants to end life. Which brings us to the crystal. The crystal is the source. You need it. Garland tells you to protect it. But Garland's misguided. Garland isn't there to tell you that you need the crystal to survive. In fact, the crystal is probably the main thing that is causing this entire cycle to continue over and over and over, because Memoria will transfer just from one place to another. If Garland can just create a new Ifa tree everywhere he goes, Memoria goes with it, which means the souls go into it, which means that they come out, which means that Terra assimilates another planet, it gets more souls, the cycle continues. What's in common of every single thing about that is the crystal. Now, that brings us to the whole point of this theory. First of all, Necron was preluded to. You can tell that by the texts. Garland preluded to it. He knew that. But what exactly is Necron? That's the question that you have to look back to Alexandra. When we were in Alexandra and the crystals were there and Aiko and Dagger were there to meet up with each other, and Alexandra became an Edolan to protect Alexandra, Necron's been there. He's there to protect the crystal. He's there to protect the crystal, to bring the void together. Necron's an Edolan. We know other places have Edolans. Garland said that he was afraid of Gaia's Edolans specifically. not Terra's, not others. He didn't say just the Eidolons that. No, he said specifically Gaia's Eidolons. The Eidolon that creates life in the void to protect or is created by the crystal is Necron. Necron has been there from the start, waiting in the crystal as the Eidolon to cause the death and destruction. The only way he was ever going to come out was if Garland was dead and the crystal was destroyed and Terra was dead. Those are the three things that had to happen. It was a perfect storm for this Eidolon to be awoken. You need to wake up Eidolons. We found that out when we went to the Ifa tree the first time. So Necron is an Eidolon. And that, my friends, is my Final Fantasy theory on what and who Necron is. Thank you for coming to Winx Gaming. Please hit the subscribe button. See you next time.